All right, guys, hopefully you can hear me if I'm live. Oh, let's grab this. Let me take a look here, make sure everything's working properly. All right, so it looks like I'm live. Sweet, guys. Awesome. Happy to have you in here. Happy Sunday on this beautiful day. Hopefully do another Q&A for you guys and answer some questions here. So hopefully you guys can get some value out of this and go over questions here. Again, I've gone over a couple times of how to put your questions in, but it's as simple as getting the community section of my channel. So searching my name, Cameron James, Amazon FBA, whether on mobile or on PC. Going over to my little community tab, scrolling down to the last Q&A post, it looks exactly like this right here. And that's how you get everything going there. So yeah, guys, let's get down and let's just get after it today. So let's just ask some questions or answer some questions there. If I have questions for you, I'll let you know. But yeah, guys, so let's get into Aaron to go. Fantastic name right there. That's beautiful. Hey, Cameron, I guess you could say that I'm mainly wondering how I find the test products from the factory. I'm looking at on Alibaba to then buy in small amounts on AliExpress for testing. I'm just not sure how to track the company from Alibaba to AliExpress so that I can buy the right products for testing. Do I privately email the company I may buy from it for test products? I did not understand this. Was hoping that you would answer. So a round. Yeah, that's what I would do, right? So if you want to test some products out, but you definitely want to go from the suppliers from Alibaba, just email them, see if they're open to do that. Maybe you're going to pay a little premium figuring that out. Ask them if they do have an AliExpress store. Getting that link directly from them, then you can obviously connect what's going on there to help you out. I usually don't go AliExpress anymore. I've gotten to the point now where, not to sound like arrogant or just too cocky, but I've gotten really good at figuring out who's good as a manufacturer, who's bad, and then testing out small quantities if that's the right choice for me at that time, and then paying me a little premium on that price for that as well. AliExpress is really good. So what I would do for AliExpress, if I was going back in time and I was doing this for a product, I would go to AliExpress and just test the product idea, right? I don't care about the manufacturer. I don't care about the branding. I don't care about anything. I'm just going to get some products from AliExpress for a cheap price, or something that's fair. Get 10 to 20 units over, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, and then go ahead and put that on Amazon. If it works, if that product field works, we get some traction. Okay, then to me, it's like, okay, I proved this product right. Now I'm gonna go to the manufacturer and actually like go find a legit manufacturer that can provide even better quality, better branding, and maybe do some more value adds, everything like that, and then go ahead and buy in bulk there because I proved it works. Like the product field works. Now I'm gonna make it even better than bring it back in bulk, right? Because that's the biggest risk in Amazon is buying 500 units and it doesn't work. Well, you just skip that step by taking a little extra time, testing the product on AliExpress, and then getting it on Amazon. The problem is that's not just because it doesn't, like your generic product on AliExpress doesn't work doesn't mean that product won't work in general. So there is some like pros and cons to the situation, but that's what I would do there. Thank you very much for your time and effort into me. I hope you are having an amazing rest of your day. You too, Ron. Next we go down to Sergio, knowing what you know now, would FBA still be the weapon of choice, or maybe would do online arbitrage or wholesale instead? So Sergio, I've done everything on Amazon the last 5 years. I've done online arbitrage, if I could speak English, retail arbitrage, wholesale. I've sold used textbooks. I've gotten like people. It was literally people who were going to universities and grabbing old textbooks from professors and students, and then I bought some off of them, and I was selling these used textbooks. And then I've also, of course, done private label. Now, so I'm a little stuffed up here today. So if I take a little pause, it's just me trying not to snaz on you guys or anything like that. But I've done it all. And retail arbitrage, it's great to get a little bit of experience, but like if you're expecting to make real money off that, that's hard. Like it's 12-hour days at Target or Walmart or whatever the store is you're trying to do that. Online arbitrage, the same, like you're still scrounging for deals, looking for those deals. Maybe you could try it one or two times, maybe just to see how the whole system works. And if you see a scalable option, fantastic. But again, Amazon doesn't like this system too. If you can't provide receipts, they're going to flag you, if they ask for these things, right? And then you're going to get in trouble there. Wholesale, it's terrible. You're going to get 10% margins, 20% margins at max. Is really hard to get and hold those manufacturers. There's never been more competition. So if you do get on a good listing, there's 50 to 100 competitors. You're trying to fight back for the buy box, which everybody just lowers their price. Everybody loses more margin, and it's disgusting. Private label, you can be your own unique product, right? You can have your own unique listing. Yes, it's a little harder up front. It's a little bit more work up front, but it takes so to make real money in wholesale, you have to put like $100,000 down in product and get 10,000 back on your dollar, because it's 10,000 back on your 100,000 because it's a 10% margin. Where in private label, it's we want to work with 30 to 40% margin. We can work with more value there. We can add more value. We can definitely make sure that we're setting ourselves up for the long term, right? I don't want to sell something for 6 months. I want to sell something for a year, 2 years, 5 years down the road, because that's where you really see the really cool part of this business, where your product just keeps getting better and better and better. So that's my long-winded answer to that, is FBA is my option of choice. Yes. So FBA, just to get this clear, just because I do FBA doesn't mean I'm not doing online arbitrage or wholesale. FBA is just when you put the products in the warehouse, regardless, regardless of if you're doing retail arbitrage or private label or whatever. But private label is what I've done. I've started over 50 plus private label products, and it's something that I wouldn't do it any other way. And it's I'm a little biased, of course, but I've made a lot of money that way. Got some chats here. Hey guys, how's it going? What's up, Salim? What's up, Can? What's up, Mark? Nicole, hey Cameron, how can you increase your CTR? I have a new product and just started my discovery campaign. My current CTR is 0.75%. CTR is your hero image, right? Mainly. So what does that little guy look like? Are you sticking out compared to the rest of products? How do you look? What's your review count? What's your title look like? Is it easy to read? Is it what people are looking for? And everything like that. So that's kind of where I look at for CTR, making sure you're also bidding on the right keywords, because if you're bidding on the wrong keywords, obviously people aren't going to click through because it's not what they're looking for. Taha, sorry guys, I've gone off the comments, or these right here. I'm just answering a few questions in the live chats. So tell me what's up in the live chat if you guys are here. Hey, just wanted to thank you for your brilliant content and learn from your channel, and landed a job with a company who are Amazon aggregator. Fantastic, Taha. Happy to hear that. Glad my channel can help. Let's move on here. So Tina, hey Karen, would it best to file LLC first before anything, or should I wait until I find a product to sell on Amazon? I'm still in the product research stage. So I consider both these things you do at the same time. Okay. So you get your LLC, you get your EIN, you get your business bank account, you get your Seller Central account up at the same time while you're waiting for all these things to go through, right? Because it takes a little bit of time for each step of these things. So you get one thing done, you got to wait 2 days, get the next thing done, wait another 2 days. Same time you should be doing learning product research. So these things should go hand in hand, because this takes a while and this takes a while, and you can do them simultaneously. Okay. Next, we got Steve here. So hey Cam, at what point do you apply for the FN SKU, and who is the best option to put them on? Should I have a brand and put the FN SKU on my design label? Remember, it is my first product. Hey Steve, hope you're doing well. Steve's actually in my paid membership group too, but he can't get enough of me. I can see that. That's awesome. At what point do you apply for FN SKU? So whenever you, essentially when I make my first orders, when I make my listing and then get my FN SKU. So obviously you need a UPC, and then you put it on FN, or you list that product on Amazon, then you can get the FN SKU. What I do is usually I make a quick design, or depending on the product, quick design or a more elaborate design. We can talk about that for an hour or two of kind of what you do there. But essentially I always have the FN SKU put on the design of the product. So when they print it, it's just printed on there. If there's something that holds me up from that, I just have the manufacturer put a sticker on for me. It's always going to be cheaper than Amazon. So yes, Steve, I have the manufacturer do that either on the design label or sticker for me. Okay, Aaron's back again. One more short question. Can I sell on Amazon FBA if I'm a teenager and do not have a credit card? So Aaron, you're going to have your parents set this up for you. Because no, you can't. You have to be over 18. So they're going to have them set that up, especially the credit card, everything like that. Even if they let you on Seller Central, you're definitely going to have your parents do the business bank account stuff. Next, I believe it is illegal, what I've been told, to get a credit card when you're under a certain age. Yes. I'm so confused on why so many YouTubers have recommended FBA as a business for teens, but I don't have the ability to get a credit card. Yeah, you got to talk to your parents there. I did not want to use my dad's credit card because once they track the identity, find out a person with another name is using credit cards, not theirs, I think they'll get banned off Amazon because Amazon will assume I'm a scammer or something odd like that. So you're essentially going to have your dad's just talk to your dad and be like, hey, dude, this is what I want to do. Can you set up an account for me? It's going to be your name. The money, essentially, it's going to be owned by him, and you're just working on it. And hopefully you guys just have a good enough relationship, which I hope so, as father and son, that you're like, hey, dude, I'm just going to take the money and everything like that. You're just spotting me, essentially, the identity part of this form. I'm sure your dad is going to want to learn more about it, because if if you get them in, trouble, it's just sketchy, right? When someone starts something in your own name, what if you rack up a bunch of debt, something like that, right? But in Amazon, it's you really can't do that. You're just going to lose product or money on products. I'm sure you've made a video on this. I just haven't gotten to it. Really wondering this. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's tough for teenagers. There are ways to do it. Maybe you just do just some freelancing skills for Amazon stuff, and then you work your way up slowly. And then when you're 18, you could do this, or get some help from your father there. Alexander, I'm seeing a lot of branded products being sent with no trademark on them. What's the deal with that? No logo on product or packaging. How does that work? Yeah, so you can get brand approval. I got a video coming out this week talking about that, just because the fog's kind of lifted on this, and it's getting a little bit more clear of what to do, or what at least I recommend to do. But essentially, you can get brand approval. So even if you don't have a branded product, essentially what you could do is you can pick a brand name, have your manufacturer make up one sample of this with your brand name on it, send pictures in to get brand approval, or you can go to a design shop. I don't know who does this, FedEx, Kinko, because you can just Google it as well. Something local where you can get a design made up for a box just one time. And yeah, nice. Next, Mark K. If you lost, we got 3 questions here, going deep. 1, if you lost everything today, what would you do differently, or how would you approach to set yourself for success? That's a good question. So if I lost everything and I was going right back into Amazon FBA, which I probably would, I would just get a mentor. Maybe am I losing my knowledge or just my money and starting over? If I just lost my money, I have enough faith and confidence in my skills that I'd get credit cards with 0% APR or something like that, business credit cards, or I get a loan and then I go after it again. If I lost my knowledge and my money, I would get someone, one of my biggest regrets, I've talked about this a couple of times, is I wish I would have talked to someone who knew what the hell they're doing before I started, because I made so many freaking mistakes my first 3 years, and I probably could have got to a lot higher level of success. I wasted less time, I wasted less money if I just would have talked to someone who knew what the hell they're doing. So finding a mentor, someone I can get coached by, would be great. 2, how do you stay motivated as Amazon has its ups and downs, hijackers, wrongful account being frozen? So eventually, so I work with I wouldn't say a lot of students, but I have a small private mentorship group. It's like 100 people. And then they get very upset when this stuff happens, right? They're very high emotion up and down. So was I when I first started. But yeah, this is a growing process. When you start a business, you're not only growing like your skills, but you're growing as a person as well. So you start to learn how to control these emotions. When you start my first couple of years, like we had so many high stress moments and so many failures and just back and forth. I thought I was gonna pass out or faint. Like I was getting that worked up. And eventually you just realize, especially, I've had a few health issues. I realized like I can't maintain that. That's not sustainable. So I started looking inward a little bit, and, you just got to figure out like, hey, like, dude, what's the worst case scenario? Say you do fail here. So what? You're back to where you started. Okay, you go drive Uber. Like, big freaking deal. Then you start over again. Like, who cares? Like, I've had so many failures. I've essentially, it feels like in this business, the last 5 years, I've started over a couple times throughout this whole process, right? We took a big order that failed. Essentially, our second year, we did like a $300,000 order, which essentially just flopped. And that one sucks, but that's where I get back to the mentor there. If I just would have talked to someone who knew what they're doing, I could have avoided that whole situation. But anyways, let's move on. 3, do you have a mentorship program? How do we access it? I do have a mentorship program. If I just go to, I know you can't see this, but let's make an adjustment here. So we go over here, just type in CameronJames.com or CameronJames.co. If we go down here, it's called Amazon Wealth Accelerator. Also, guys, I got some blogs down here too. If you ever want to read some blogs instead, let me know if you guys like blog form. I'm always curious about that. But you go down here to learn more about Amazon Wealth Accelerator. It's just a little bit of a video here of what's involved. But essentially, it's a very hands-on program. Only about 100 people in there. So I want to make sure I work with the right people. So we'd hop on a phone call. You'd have to apply, everything like that, which I just show you real quick. I know it doesn't look great on the screen because of this, but yeah, there's just apply here. Make sure it's a good fit. It's essentially just a cool little community that I'm helping out that I really like to work with. We get some other coaches in there too, which is fun. Some high level people. But yeah, that is that. So let's go back to the questions. And if you're interested, you can go ahead and apply there. Let me get it back. That looks right. Yep. Okay, cool. That looks good to me. Arbez. Hi Cameron, to sell products on Amazon, the brand registry is important or not? Yes, I'll get brand registered if you're doing private label. James Scene or Jasmine, I nailed it. What is the best, easiest product research technique? Every product I looked up is so saturated. Yeah, it's going down rabbit holes, essentially being creative, essentially doing things that no one else is doing, right? So you can come to conclusions that no one else is getting. That's a big part of it. Is product research is tough, but yeah, you gotta go in rabbit holes. You gotta come up with a product idea that no one's coming up to, and you gotta get to. So essentially, I use product research tools to get the juices flowing, and then all of a sudden, like I just won't. I'll stop using it for the day, and I'll just be looking up random products on Amazon, and then after a week or so, I really start to get after it there, and try to figure out that thing. When checking a potential product keyword, search volume in helium-10, Cerebro, what should be the maximum number be? Search volume, helium-10. That depends on what's your budget, right? Are you going after a more aggressive product? But I'd say just generally, like I'd rather start lower, 3 to 8,000 for your top keyword. Because these are 25,000 search volume, you're gonna have some competitors that know what they're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, you're getting eaten alive. You need a proven game plan. And you still have more keywords to look up for that one. Product. Just wondering what kind of limit to stay under and what search volume is considered too high for multiple keywords for that one product, just so I don't spend too much money to rank for multiple keywords. Yeah, I'd say in that 2 to 8,000 range. And if you have multiple keywords in that 2 to 8,000 range, like 3 to 4, that's fantastic. Hey Cameron, what is FBA, FBM? FBA is fulfillment by Amazon. So you're literally sending products into Amazon's fulfillment center, and that's where they get the Prime 2 day shipping, and Amazon handles this for you. So this is what I do pretty much exclusively because I don't want to mess with warehouses. I don't want to mess with employees. I don't want to ship these products myself. That's why I can travel around the world or just work from home and do everything on my laptop. FBM is fulfilled by merchant. Merchant is you. So you literally be fulfilling these orders yourself. And yeah, if you start to scale this way, you're going to blow your brains out. So I recommend FBA there. How many products should I start with Amazon FBA? One at a time. Let's see, can you guys still see that? Yep. Okay, so we're on to Arbez. The UPC barcode are compulsory or not? Compulsory or not? I don't know what that means. I apologize. So I'm gonna move on. Jasmine, best niches to sell in 22. They're not too saturated. They're all good. You just need to know what you're doing. It depends. Do you have a passion? Do you just want to make money? Everything like that. I believe anyone will say a niche is saturated, but you still have to how he filters the categories when doing product research. These are best categories. An example, pets, home guard, just creative with the product. Yeah, I don't really have best niches. If you have a special skill set, maybe we do a different niche than someone else. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I don't like to put things in boxes and make it black and white. You just really gotta get after it and find a niche. I know it sucks because there's 100 different categories, or not 100 different categories, but 15 to 25 different categories, and there's millions of products in each category. It feels like it'd be nice if it's just like, oh, I'll look here, and then that will solve your problem of not getting lost in the sauce. But maybe put that on yourself. But I don't have any category that I recommend. They're all I've sold in many of them, and they all have their ups and downs, all their pros and cons, everything like that. Let's go into the chat here. So, see, we got a couple other questions. Mark, have you ever used a prep center? Yes, we have. I rather have your manufacturer, if you can, do everything there in China. But when we had US products, we used a prep center. I do have a third-party warehouse that doesn't do, or we haven't had them do prep. I'm not sure if they do prep or not, but I wouldn't do it. I would just have the manufacturer do it. Taha, my question is for Amazon DSP. Is it for brands doing 500K plus revenue? Let me look up, make sure I know what you're talking about here. Amazon DSP, demand side platform, program by display and video ads to promote your product, service, or brands. So there is, this is probably, I'm blanking on it right now, but this is most likely interested in becoming a delivery associate for local Amazon DSPs are hiring. Is this for like delivery? Like, are you delivering stuff? But yeah, you said brands doing 500K. Yeah, I just want to make sure. See, Amazon DSP drivers reveal the challenges of one-day delivery. Okay. You're most likely talking about demand side platform. Yeah, that's for the bigger companies. You can get brand registered. There is a different tier to this. I don't want to get this wrong because I haven't really looked into it that heavily because I definitely didn't follow the requirements to get into what I think you're talking about. And so I never really got deep into it. But yeah, there is like a high level uh, kind of program you get into that's like for like Nike and Adidas, things like that, right? Of course. And then, but for most of the display ads that you're probably going to get with this, and again, so I apologize about this, you're going to get a lot of things when you get brand registered, right? Video ads, display ads, everything like that, a branded storefront, enhanced brand content. So I just worry about that and not worry about the big side of things. When you get there, they'll let you know about it. Trust me, they'll send you multiple emails, they'll reach out and they'll make sure you get in there. So once you get there, you'll know. But that is it, guys. Make sure next week you guys get your questions in. Hopefully this was helpful. And yeah, we'll see you guys on the next one. I got some videos coming this week, so make sure you stay tuned for those. And yeah, guys,